everybody, and welcome to our morning math. And here we go again with our number 3 in the middle of our screen. So let's hope that that goes away. If not, I'll just teach with the number 3 in the middle of my screen. We're starting off with making sure you put your name in the box here at the top, and then take a look at your morning warm-up and see that it has multiplication and division, subtraction, time, and it talks about geometry, place value, and our challenge problem. So let's take a look at our first problem, which is 4 times 4. Next, we have 5 times 5, 6 times 6, and 7 times 7. So hopefully you have down 16, 25, 36, and 49. Now you go down and you're going to go to division. If you need these notes, make sure you pause the video. Maybe. Whoa. Oh boy. So next we have 4 divided by 2, 64. No, 4 divided by 2, 81 divided by 9, 64 divided by 8, and 9 divided by 3. So it'll be 2, 9, 8, 3. Little pattern going on there. Next, we are going to move over to the next topic. If you need those notes, just pause the video. And we're looking at subtracting. So subtracting 4-digit numbers. When we subtract 4-digit numbers, this is not something that you can do like mental math. You have to write it down. So we're going to start by writing our bigger number, or the first number, which is 9,005 and 3,678. When you subtract these two numbers, you might have to borrow, so we need to look. And we can't take 8 from 5, so we have to borrow. But here it's called borrowing across zeros. We have to skip the zeros and go all the way till we find a number that we can borrow from. So we borrow from the 9, it becomes an 8. The 0 becomes a 10. You have to borrow from the 10, it becomes a 9. This becomes a 10 again, and that changes to a 9. And then you have your 5, which changes to a 15. Now you can subtract all the way across because all of these numbers have already been borrowed. So now you have 15 minus 8 and so forth. Once you finish, put your answer here in the box. So make sure you write this down, do the math, and then bring it on over. Now we go on to the clock. Now we talked about this yesterday when we were looking in our warm-up for 128. Now today we're looking at the shorthand first, and we see that it's between 10 and 11, which means that it is 10 o'clock. So the shorthand is after the 10, so it tells us that it's 10 o'clock. Then we look at our minute hand. Now we go all the way across. We go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, but then you see that it's past the 25. So we have to count by ones now, 25, 26, 27. So we see it's 10, 27. So make sure you put your 10, then colon, and 27. If you need notes, pause the video. We're moving down. And we see, what is the name of this? Now, this is geometry, which we haven't really talked about much yet other than these morning things. So the first thing that we see here is array. An array is a line with an arrow. It starts at the end and it goes on forever. And that is a ray. So we oftentimes can think of that like a sun ray. A sun ray starts at the sun and goes forever out into the outer space and eventually hits us on the earth, and we get to experience sunlight because the sun ray shines on us. So a ray is a line that starts at an end point and goes forever. Next, we have, what is the name of this? Now this is when you have two lines and they come together at a point, which this point makes a right angle on both sides. So that is called perpendicular. And perpendicular is when two lines cross over each other, perpendicular, making right angles. So this second one, the name of this is perpendicular. And that is going to take us down, but I gotta move my screen. Then we have, what is the name of this? And this is, I've seen this on the STAR tests. I've seen some people with this question. And the name of this is when you have two lines that are perfectly in line with each other and they'll never touch forever. It's kind of like if you're driving down the road and you look at the double yellow lines, they never touch. And that means that they are parallel. These lines never touch, they're parallel, meaning that they run the same direction the whole time. They'll never cross. Like these two lines would eventually cross, but these two lines will never cross, so they are parallel. Then you have the name of the last one there, which is an angle. And the reason that it's an angle, we can see that it's starting at a point, and both lines come off of that same point, making an angle. So we have angle for that one. Angle. Whoa. There you go, angle. And now we're going to bring it down. Write the following numbers in order from least to greatest. So we look for the smallest number first, so we can look at the hundreds, and we say 500, 300, 500. Well, the smallest is 300. Then we cross that one out, and we go over 560 or 530. So what would be smaller? What's the least? 536. And then finally 563. You can cross those out. Graham's goal was to read 25 books this year. Wow, that's a good goal. He read 8 books before winter break and 9 books before spring break. How many more does he need? So how many books did he read so far? Use your extra math skills. 8 plus 9. 8 plus 9 equals 17. So now you know that he read 17 books so far. He wants to read 25. So his total is 25. He's read 17. How many more books does he need to read? Once you do your subtraction, then don't forget that this is a word problem and needs a word answer. So how many more books does he need? So it's books. Don't forget to write books after you write your answer. Now that you're done with that, you're done with your morning work. Congratulations, and thanks for working with me. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Palm it.